How about another demonstration of how a comic strip gets inked? You'll need to watch this video. Hello everyone, it's me, your old pal Max West. I draw comics and I also am the creator of children's picture books. And in the next few videos I'm going to show you, I'm going to be inking my comic strip, Poison Ivy Gulch. Yeah, this is part of a story arc running in April, where Ace goes out into the desert. We might as well get started here so you can get some more light. Alright, now, as I explained before, what I do is I like to do the lettering first. As last time, I'll be using this, a Speedball C6 pen nib. I'm going to be dipping this here in ink. I'm going to be inking over the letters. Alright. Let's get started here. Here we have Ace. He's wandering in the desert, riding on his burro there, Fleetwood. Yes, that's a reference to the old rock band Fleetwood Mac. And he's wandering around in the desert. Don't worry, he won't be stuck there forever like Moses was. Alright, just going over the letters. I've been lettering for a long time with ink and pen nib. Prior to that, I used to use markers to letter my work, such as this, the Pilot pen. Unfortunately, eventually I found it just didn't work the way I wanted to, so I started switching to India ink. Yeah, this is what I like using. You'll need a good waterproof black ink like this. Alright. Ace is on his way to a town called Pig Iron Peak. But he's kind of lost his way. He's not quite sure where he's going. Alright, yes, see? There we go. See, the lettering's already starting to pop off the page in contrast to the pencils I've done. Newspaper comic strips have always been my biggest influences. Peanuts, Garfield, The Far Side, Beetle Bailey, The Family Circus, Marvin, Wizard of Id, BC. Alright. Now you see there? I mean, look how much crisper this looks. Huh? Huh? That looks pretty snappy there. Alright, let me just clean this. Now, as I explained before, I keep a jar of water by my drawing desk here. This is what I use to clean off the pen and the brush. Now, if that doesn't work, I'll switch over to some pen cleaner. Alright, now I'm going to move on to, I'm going to do the panels here. Now, when I ink the panel borders on Poison Ivy Gulch, I use a really thick nib. I use the Speedball C4 point. It's very wide compared to the Speedball C6. Gives a nice, thick, fat line. Alright. Alright, let's see here. There we are. See how thick and chunky that line is? That's what I like. These nice thick black lines reproduce very well. both online and in print, once I print the Poison Ivy Gulch books up. That'll be coming out next year in 2022. I'll have more news on that when the time comes. Alright, yeah. It takes getting used to drawing with a dip pen like this. I mean, you have to get into a rhythm of constantly dipping it in the nearby jar of ink. But you get used to it after a while. Alright, let's just get that in here. This doesn't need to be drawn ruler straight. Again, this is a very cartoony comic strip. I'm not aiming for realism here. Alongside The Wizard of Id or Peanuts or The Far Side, this work of mine, Poison Ivy Gulch, would not look out of place. Alright, let's just get that inked in here. There we go, see? Now look how crisp that looks. You see that? Alright. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the speech balloons here. I'm going to switch over to my 512 nib for that one. And after that dries, I'll get to inking the figures, but of course that will be in my next video. Alright. Oh, I mean, the whole story arc here is a 9-year-old boy goes alone, unsupervised, out into the American desert. Then again, this was the Old West. Sink that balloon, that speech balloon in. When you're doing a speech balloon, whether you draw it by hand or you're doing it on the computer, put some distance between the speaker and the tail. I mean, don't put the tail, coming out of the speaker's mouth. They're not literally blowing up the balloon as if it were a real balloon. Alright, here. Let's get this in. There we go. Let's do this last one here. And there we go. You see? There it is. I mean, come on, just look how much crisper that black ink looks compared to all the pencils on the page. I mean, yeah, you really can't notice the faint pencils even when I put the camera up close, but just look how rich that black color, that black ink looks on the page. Alright, here, I'm just going to give you a short close-up there before we wrap this video up. Now you see how much better that looks? Well, that's it for this video. In the next one I do, I'm going to ink the figures in on the page. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you also like this video and hit that bell to be notified of whenever I do comics and videos. Now, if you want to check out more of this, this is Poison Ivy Gulch. It's a comic strip I do set in the Old West, and you can easily find the link below in the video description. Well, until next time, everybody, this is your old pal Max West saying goodbye.